Straight to Jerusalem now, and joining us is Fox News reporter Trey Yingst. Trey, good morning to you. Good evening where you are. So what's the plan? What's on Biden's agenda here?
So there's a lot on the agenda when U.S. President Joe Biden holds meetings here in Israel. He arrived earlier today and he was met by Israeli President Isaac Herzog and Prime Minister Yair Lapid. It was a lot of pomp and circumstance, but very quickly the American and Israeli officials and leaders got down to business. They went and showed President Biden the Iron Dome missile defense system, a critical system here in Israel that's used to shoot down rockets from places like Gaza and Lebanon. We have seen it in action during conflict in this part of the world. And basically, President Biden wanted to reaffirm his support for the system that is partially funded by the United States and also look at some of the new Israeli technology that's being used to push back against Iranian aggression in the region. That is one of the top agenda items when President Biden holds his meetings and a key press conference tomorrow here in Jerusalem, having to do with Iran and how the region is going to push back against not only threats that are taking place and originating in the Islamic Republic, but also threats from proxies in areas like Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria. Top of the agenda has to do with security for this region. And according to Israeli officials that we've talked to, the security cooperation will continue at the highest level between these two leaders.
Amazing that it's Biden's first trip there. So what is the significance of the trip, Trey?
It's very significant because it puts Biden in a position where he can start out this Middle East visit in a very positive light. The United States and Israel have a long friendship and a long-standing security cooperation because they see their interests as mutual in the region. On Friday, the U.S. President Joe Biden will meet with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas before heading to Saudi Arabia. This will be a more controversial leg of the trip. We saw when Biden got off the plane, he was giving all of the Israeli officials fist bumps. There was an understanding that it was a coronavirus protocol, but also a bit of a subliminal message that the president would not be shaking hands on this visit to the Middle East, in part because he will encounter Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, a man that he called a pariah when he was campaigning for president. So now it creates a bit of an awkward situation because when President Biden travels to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on Friday, he will have to engage with Saudi officials who are somewhat controversial in the region and around the world. But he does have other agenda items that he will try to address while he is in Saudi Arabia, mainly focused on the global energy market and some of the challenges that the United States and the world is facing right now due to the war in Ukraine.
Very interesting to see how that goes. You point to a few dramas that the Saudis have been caught up with in recent years, and it'll be interesting to see how Biden handles that. Trey Yingst live for us this evening. Thank you.